Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. Here for great math. You can find all the lessons on A plus students to have to log in there using your email address and password as administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 3 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiplication. The lessons we're going to cover today are multiply by a multiple of 10, multiplication pattern, increasing place values, multiply number in zeros. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down important examples and definitions as well. The first lesson that is multiply multiple of 10. So 1 times 80 number when you multiply it by the one that is exactly the same number. 1 times 80. So when you multiply 1 by the any of the number stays the same. So whatever number it is, the number stays the same. So 1 times 80 equals 80. Let's just start with the test questions. One times 80. So whatever number it is, number stays the same. So 1 times 80 is 80. 8 times 10. So you need to multiply the non-zero numbers, right? When you are multiplying with the where multiples of 10, you just have the non-zero values. The non-zero values you need to do 1 times 8. So 1 times 8 is 8. You have only one zero, so you just have to add a 0 times 80 is 80. 7 times 20. 7 times 20 means you need to multiply the non-zero values. Just multiply 7 times 2. You have to do 7 times 20. So you need to multiply just the non-zero value. You just 7 times 2. 7 is 14. You have only one zero. So just add the. So 7 times 20 is 140. The correct option is 100. 40. Multiply 5 times 40. So just multiply the non-zero values. You need to multiply 5 times 4. So 5 times 4 is just multiply the you need to do 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Already have one zero with 4, so just add the 0. So that is, and you have already have a 0 over here. So 20 and 0. So that makes option number 2 is the correct option. 200 it is. Seven times 80. 7 times 8 is 7 times 8 is 56. You already have a 0. Add a 0. So that is 560. The correct option is 560. Option number 1 is the correct option. Three times 20, which is the correct option. 3 times 2 is 6, so that is 60. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. 60 it is. But why not? I'm moving to the next question. Where is the next question? Okay, let me just reload the pin. That's again from first question. Just 1 minute. Okay, 5 times the correct option. 50 it is. 5 times 10 is 50. 7 times 70. So you have to do 7 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. You need to add this 0 over here, so that is 90. Option is the correct option. 490 it is. 7 times 60. You just have to do 7 times 6. Just do 7 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42. Then add a 0. So that is 420. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself. Later to move on to next lesson. The next lesson is this multiplication pattern increasing place value. So you need to find the missing number that when multiplies by 6 makes 12. So what number times 6 is 12? 2 times 6 is 12. Now you just have to look at the pattern of the 0. Okay, so again you have 12. So 2 times 6 is 12 over here, add a 0 over here. Now again you have 12. So 2 times 12, you have 2 0 over here. So you need to add 2 0 over here. So here you have 2 6. So 2 times 6 is 12. You have 3 0 over here. So just add 1 2 3 zeros. So that you have to look at the pattern on the zeros. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Okay, complete the pattern. That's the one we just did, right? So the answer is the 20 and 1200. Okay, 5 times number is 50. 5 times 1 is 5. Basically, that is a thing. 50 times what number is 50? The numbers, the pages, the website maintenance, right? It will be fixed. I will inform the uh, administrator today. Yes, they are 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay, complete the pattern. Times what number is 6? 40 times what number is 60? That is like this. 200 times what number is 600? Yes, 2000 times what number is 6000? You have you 2 times 3 is 6. Again, 2 times 3 is 6. You have 1 0 over here, 1 0 over here. You don't need to add a 0 over here. Then 2 times 3 is 6. You already have. Then 2000 times. So, yes, option number 2 is the correct option. They all are 3, 3, and 3. Okay, so which is the correct option? That is 3 times 6, 3 times 60, 3 times 600, and 3 times 6000. So, which is the correct option? Three times 6 is 18. 30 times, oh no, that's the second one. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 60 is 180. Then 3 times 600 is 1800. Then 3 times 6, 18,000. Okay, got it. Complete the pattern. The correct option, that is 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 7 is 42 and add a 0. 7 times 6 is 42, then add 2. And then 7 times 6 is 42 and add 3. Got it? So the correct option is option number. Option number 1 is the correct option. 40, 120, 42,000. So which is the correct option? 1 times 1 is 1, 10 times 1 is 10, times 1 is 100, and 1000 times 1000. 6 times what number is 24? 60 times what number is 240? 6 times 4 is 24. 60 times 40 is 240. 60, 600, 4 is 20. Sorry, 4 it is not. 6,000 times 4 is 2,000. So option number 2 is the correct. Very good. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is the next lesson is multiply. So how do we multiply the numbers? Numbers that are ending with 0 is very easy. You just have to multiply the non-zero values. Non-zero values, the numbers that not 0 like 600. So you have to multiply 3 times 6, right? So we know that x is 18, right? So 3 times 6 is 18. You need to add the number of zeros later. So that makes so let's just start with the test questions. Okay, 100 times 3 is 6 is 18. You need the two zeros, right? So that is 800. Option number 1 is the correct option. Seven times 8 you have to do. 7 times 8 is 7 times 8 is 56, right? Then you need to add this 5600. Very good. Option number 2 is the correct. 30 times 7. 7 times 3 we have to do, and we knew the 7 times 3 is 21 it is, right? Then add a 0, so that would be 200. That is 210. Option number 1 is the correct one. 3 times 4. 3 times 12. Then add the two zeros. So that is 1200. Option number 2 is the correct option. 1200 rupees. Three 30 times 4, which is the correct option. 3 times 4 is 12. Then add a 0. That is 120. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 120. Fifty times 8. So you have to do 8 times is 40. Then add another 0. So that 400. The correct option is 400. Option number 2 is the correct. 20 times 6. You need to do 6 times. So that is 12 and add a 0. So that is 120. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 120. 10 times 9. That is 90. Option 2 is the correct option. 300 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Then you need to add a 2 zeros, so that makes it 2700. 90 times 6. 6 times 9 is that is 54. 542 is the correct. 70 times 3. That is 210. Option number. That is 210. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson yourself. So we were working on creation. The lessons we have heard today are multiply by a number multiple of 10 multiplication patterns. So please make sure your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions. So please make sure with session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. There you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer any confusions if you have any. So any questions you can please ask if you have any. Any questions? No questions?